right. Good morning, everybody. Or good afternoon, actually. Hope everyone's having a wonderful, wonderful Thursday night. Okay. So, let's get this party started. We got quite a bit to cover, and not a lot of time to do so. So, please make sure that if you have any questions, that you let me know. Throw it in the comments so that we can be on top of things and ready to rock and roll. Okay. Excuse me, I am dealing with some issues on my end of the board. Okay, so let me get a couple questions up. Teddy's here, he's ready to do some learning. All right. College board. Okay. All right, here we go. First question of the day. Let's go. What's up, Mauricio? Hello, Farah. Do we need to identify the different brain waves of the stages of REM sleep? Yep. That is certainly fair game. You should definitely know the differences between those two things. For sure. That is a very useful information to have. Okay, what's up, Alayla? Yep, depressant, very good. What do you think is the best resource for studying for my test, Trista? All the stuff that I do, just all my lecture materials, all my, videos and stuff. I think that would be your best bet. I don't know if there's really much better for you. So, good, depressant, good. Good start, everybody. Okay. Let's see. Come here. All right. Next question. Okay, there you go. Keep the question coming, boys and girls. Keep them coming. Sure, you have lots of questions. Unless you guys are all good. I mean, maybe everyone's like super ready for this exam and don't need me for nothing. I'm okay with that. I'd be all about it. Yep, APA stuff is fair game. You'll be fine. Yeah, I grabbed this question and then realized it's probably best if I had all of the answer choices up there. So let me see if I can get that up to you really quick. Yeah, sorry, this isn't very good. Okay. Let's just skip that one. The answer was a CAT scan, but kind of rereading over that, it's just like, oh wait, that is not enough information for you to do. So, okay, so here we go. We'll go straight into the next one, no worries. CAT scan, And then let's do, this one has answer choices, so give me just a second. Good. Yep, medulla. Medulla is what we're looking. Teddy, we've been outside. Yeah, we're in here for the next hour. Teddy wanting to go to the door. He does not want to be here right now. You want to go out? Okay. Well, hold on. I don't know what his deal is recently, but he has had a not great habit of wanting to leave right at the beginning of streams. I think he's grumpy that we're not doing stuff. Alright, here we go. Alright. I'll give you guys some answer choices on this one as well. Okay, answer choices, answer choices. All right. Sure, fair. Remember the medulla oblongata? That's part of the pons and the brainstem. Just part of the old, brain, and how it, just part of the old brain, and it's basically all the like basic survival functions. So like breathing, heart rate, muscle tension, all those types of things, and it just basically keeps you alive. Okay. All right. Which of the following biological systems is most likely responsible for an increase in heart rate while experiencing anxiety? Okay, so the correct answer to this is the sympathetic nervous system, letter B or whatever. Okay, so remember, the sympathetic nervous system brings up the energy, gets you ready for fight and flight, and then the parasympathetic nervous system brings you back down and helps you relax after getting amped up. Okay, so it is the sympathetic nervous system. Good. Okay. Cool beans. All right. There we go. No answer choices for this one. So, how's everyone doing today? You guys feeling confident about this exam? You guys ready to go? Ready to rock the house? I'm gonna move my screens around a little bit so I can make it look like I'm looking at you. Yeah, no worries about spelling. Ooh, burner. Come on. It is Broca's. Yes, it is Broca's. Okay. You got this, Zoe. You got this. Okay. How'd the volleyball go today? Did you guys spike all the balls and block and defend? What is it? Dig, set, spike, block. Did you do all those things? See, I know a few words. Yeah. So remember Broca's area, motor movement of the mouth while speaking. That's the Broca's area. Wernicke's area is language comprehension, so understanding what is being said, and then language expression, being able to express what you are saying. So the expression is mostly just like mulled voice, like they like slurring their words and things of that nature. Okay. Hopefully that explained that to you fair. Okay. Oof. Sorry, girl. Well, okay. Here we go. Next question. Okay. Well, I'm sorry, Zoe, that the game did not go so well. Hopefully. Yep. Very good, Ethan. Yes. Emil, they do have trouble understanding in the Wernicke's. That's the comprehension part. Comprehension part is not being able to understand what is being said to them. Mm-hmm. Sure, Hill. So, humanistic perspective was started by a gentleman by the name of Carl Rogers. Abraham Maslow is another major proponent of the humanistic theory. And humanistic theory was really a kind of a knee-jerk, knee-jerk's not the right word, is a reaction to things like the psychoanalytical and cognitive approaches, where the psychoanalytical was very stiff, very medical, in the sense that like they treated you like a doctor, and so even though the psychoanalytical theory was not all that scientific, it's a little better now, but you would have these very stiff and really unfriendly doctors. Because in the psychoanalytical approach, it was deemed that if you were like seeing the person face to face or showing emotions, you were not doing what you were supposed to do. And so Carl Rogers is just like, that's not how human interaction works. Like, if you are trying to spill your guts, tell you all your deepest, darkest secrets, and try to work through things that are very deep and personal, you want to do it with someone that you trust and that you, believe has your best interest at heart. And so what he did was he changed the game in therapy as not a patient doctor like mindset. It you, and so it's not me solving all of your problems. How is that? Is that better? Okay. My apologies. I started messing with this thing and I knew that was a mistake. So, okay. Yep. All right, we're back. Okay. So let's come back. So I'm going too long into this explanation. Doesn't need to go in that long. So Carl Rogers, he created the client-centered therapy. Basically, you try to help your patient be the best person that they can possibly be, and you do that through techniques known as active listening and unconditional positive regard. Basically, you're not telling the person what to do, you're helping them, solve it by themselves. That is humanistic psychology. Okay, what names do you need to know for the test? You certainly need to know about Wilhelm Wundt, William James, Sigmund Freud. Those are really the only three I can think of. Those are the major ones. Okay. Can you give an example of independent and dependent? If you're talking about variables, sure. So you're doing a test, and the test is, does coffee make you smarter? So if you drink coffee, is that going to make you more intelligent? Your independent variable is going to be the coffee. You can change coffee. You can change how much they have. You can change you can change the brand of it. You can do all sorts of stuff with the coffee. And your dependent variable is intelligence. And you can just change like what you can just measure what, how intelligent they are based on what happened. So there you go. Okay, let's do another question. Can you explain the difference between the autonomic and somatic systems? Sure, Rashida. Let me give people a couple seconds to answer this question, and then I'll do the autonomic and somatic. Deviation and variance. Yeah, you need to, Emil, you need to be familiar with what it is. Yeah, variance is just basically just like how all of your scores, like how all over the place they are, how spread out they are. So, and then deviation is just like when you're looking at, like it's showing the difference between like two different variables, and so like how far away one gets from the other thing. Okay, so autonomic versus the somatic nervous system. So autonomic, it's right in the word. So automatic, involuntary. So these are things that you do without conscious thought. Okay, and then somatic falls within the peripheral nervous system. Okay, so this is how signals from the central nervous system get to like the skeletal muscles, and from the receptors of like your hearing, your sight, taste and touch, and how it gets all of that information. Okay. The correct answer here is the hypothalamus. Yeah, hypothalamus. Remember, the pituitary gland is going to be the thing that secretes the hormones that communicate to the rest of the brain, or rest of the endocrine system. So it starts at the hypothalamus. The hypothalamus is like, hey, this thing needs to happen, this needs to happen, this needs to happen. And so the pituitary gland is like, okay, I'm going to talk to the pineal gland, I'll talk to the thyroid gland, and that's how that works. Master Vibe, I feel like I've done that. Yeah, if you have a specific one you want me to ask me about, but I'm not going to just walk through all of them. I've certainly done that in lectures, and it's on the videos as well. So if you have one specifically that you want, sure, but I'm not going to just walk through all of them. Sure, Burner. Okay, so hippocampus. Sure, Master. I'll get it in just a second. Let me put up a question, and then you're welcome, Rashida. And then I'll answer y'all's questions real quick. Let me just get something up for people. Okay, so okay, so hippocampus is processing short-term to long-term memory, and that's it. So one of the ways you can think of this is hippos have long-term memory, or like hippos have a lot of memory. That's a dumb mnemonic device that you can do just because it's in the word. So just think of a hippo who has a very big brain. There you go. So hippocampus, short-term to long-term memory. Hypothalamus does a bunch of things. First, it's the brain of the endocrine system. It then also has a bunch of like upkeep type tasks that it does. It helps us with chewing. It helps with blood temperature. It helps with breathing. And then also it is in control of the emotion of reward. Welcome back, Teddy. You done? Are you done with your little pout? Did you go outside? We're still not going out to play. If you want to come talk to me, you can come over here. This is where the camera is. Hello. No, we're not going outside. That's not in the cards for us today. Sorry, buddy. Or not in the cards right now. We can go later. But we got work to do. Hey, there's a bed. Look at that. Look at that bed right there. You want to go to the bed? You want to get pet? That's a silly question. Okay. Okay. All right. MRI and the fMRI. Okay. So remember, the MRI is using magnetic fields and radio waves to get a picture of the brain, and specifically, it is looking at all of the different. It like picks up all the different soft tissues, which allows us to see the brain in very clearly. And then the fMRI is the exact same thing. However, the major difference is that the fMRI is basically a ton of MRIs jammed together, and then and that allows us to see blood flow. So we can actually see activity in it. Dude, we're not going outside. It's not happening. You just went outside. I know you want to go out for a walk, but this is what I have to deal with, guys. This is what he does. He just sits by the door, and he's like, come on, but we could go outside. But it's hot outside. We live in Houston. It's terrible out there. We'll get it later, doofus. Don't come over here. Nothing's happening. Nothing's changing. I'm on a stream. I told you this earlier today. He doesn't listen. All right, for the endocrine system, will we need to know the different hormones for each gland? No, you do not need to know that. That is too much. Are you going to lay down in your bed? That bed that... Dude, you're such a punk. He does this on purpose. There you go. All right, just settle in there, buddy. Settle in. Thanks, Burner. I appreciate it. All right, good. 2 is correct. Well done. Okay. Keep the questions coming, guys. You guys are doing great. Andrew answering questions really well. You're going to do fine. All right, here we go. I'll give you answer choices. Yep, fair. I can explain structuralism once I get the answer choices for this out here. So here we go. Let's see how you guys do with this one. Okay, so structuralism. Remember that structuralism is the first psychological approach to meta. What's happening? Long time no see. Long time no see. How's it going? So structuralism is the first approach that came about. It was brought together by Wilhelm Wundt. It didn't really have any other science or anything to kind of like go off of, so it looked at other sciences. So it is looking to break down the mind into individual parts and then study those things. And it does this through a process known as introspection. So introspection is the vehicle to study this. So they have the patient look inside of themselves and then express what it is that they see. And introspection broke down because it doesn't really do what it's supposed to do. And so in the end, so does structuralism. It falls by the wayside because its mode of understanding, its mode of study is not working. Okay, so this is looking for a specific research. What research method is this using? Here's your next question. Yeah, well, I'm glad, Meta. I'm glad it was helpful. It was always fun having you on. It was great having you in class, and appreciate saying hi. So, thank you for staying subscribed. It's really helping my numbers. I'm up to 372. Looking to get to 400 by the end of the year. That's my goal. So like and subscribe, boys and girls. Like and subscribe. How is introspection different from psychoanalytical? Psychoanalytical actually doesn't really use introspection. They use some techniques that sound like it, but they don't really. Because remember, Sigmund Freud didn't believe that the patient could see their unconscious mind, and that's what psychoanalytical is all about, is trying to access the unconscious mind and see what's going on there. And for Freud, he believed that people couldn't access it. So having them look inside of themselves was not going to work. So, yeah. So remember, guys, that this is looking for a different, specific type of research method. This question I have is about research methods. Which research method would you use? Will there be stuff about drug mechanisms on the test? Like just about drugs and like how they affect neurotransmitters? Yeah, that's fair game. That's fair game. Yeah, sorry. And maybe I needed to be more specific on that question. Yeah, experimental is what I'm looking for. Synapse. Yeah, the synapse is simply the space in between two neurons. You have two... Teddy, are you eating your foot? I fed you today. Did you have something in your paw, buddy? Second time I've seen him licking it today. Don't feel anything. Sebastian? No? Okay. Go ahead. You keep eating. Rito. Okay. Yeah, so synapse is simply the space between two neurons. That's it. This is where you have your neurotransmitters pass through them. This is where the reuptake process happens, but yeah, that's it. That's all a synapse is. Neurons do not actually touch each other. Okay, whoop. Next question. Thank you. It has polar bears and penguins on it. I'm a big blanket guy. I like blankets. So summers are rough because I don't get to wear them as often, but it doesn't, it's, if I'm sitting down anywhere or I'm laying on a couch, I want to have a blanket. So you can never have enough blankets. Again, this is looking for a type of experiment. Experimental research method, not a school in psychology. So good. All good, Emil. All good. All right. Jane Goodell lived among wild chimpanzees. This is an actual person. Intermittently for decades, studying their social and family systems while keeping her interaction with the chimpanzees to a minimum. Her research method can most accurately be described as naturalistic observation. That is what we're looking for. It is a type of descriptive research, specifically naturalistic observation. Okay. Naturalistic observation, Sahasra, is just observing people in their natural habitat. So it's just people watching. So, but recording it for scientific purposes. It's watching people do whatever it is that they're normally doing, and seeing and recording the stuff. Descriptive research is the umbrella of research types that is just looking. Just observing, things out in the environment. And so it is case studies, surveys, and descriptive research are all examples of, not descriptive, case studies, surveys, and naturalistic observation are all examples of descriptive research. Okay. Good. Hair growth is what I was looking for. Good, good, good. All right, this one's like... So correlational research methods, so descriptive and correlational both are not going to get themselves involved with the information. They will both both of them are laissez-faire, hands off. They're not going to mess with anything. Correlational is you are literally just looking at two naturally occurring relationships and trying to figure out what their relationship is. So you're straight up just looking at statistics, you're just looking at numbers, and you're like, okay, what are we doing here? How does this thing here influence this other thing over here? Okay. And then descriptive research can kind of be a lot of other things. We're just trying to describe something, but we're not specifically looking at two different things. Case studies, you just are finding something that's very rare and strange and doing a deep dive into that. A survey, you are sending information out to get a bunch of people's input. A naturalistic observation, you're just watching people and seeing what they do. Is independent or dependent the one? Independent is the one that you can manipulate and change. Dependent is the one that you are observing. Okay, good. Type of toy is what we were looking for. Good, 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 good. Okay. Okay, good. Good. Uh-oh, my mother is calling. Hold on. This is very important. Hello, Mother. I am in the middle of a stream, and you are on speakerphone, so be very careful with the words that come out of your mouth.
Jonathan Stewart went monk.
I walked into that one. That's fair.
I will call you when. When can I call you?
I'll be done at 9.
Okay, I will call you then.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye, Mom. Love you.
You too, then. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. All right. Good. Refractory period. Excellent. When your mother calls you, you always answer. Doesn't matter what you're doing. Doesn't matter where you are. You always answer phone calls from your mother. She birthed you into this world, and she deserves she is very sweet. I'm a fan of my mother. She's a pretty great lady. And if you think I'm kind of a neat guy, you can thank my mom for that. No worries about spelling this wrong. Myelin sheath is correct. Yes, thank you, Ashley. Thank you for that clarification. Yes, the test is certainly multiple choice. I would do more multiple choice on here if it, well, actually I wouldn't, but multiple choice is unfortunately a huge pain in the butt to put on here. So, are all of these questions directly from the quiz, or are these just practice? These are practice. Some of them might have stumbled onto the quiz or sound very similar, but I do my best to keep like quiz questions and test questions, and like I have 3 banks of questions. I have my quiz questions, I have my test questions, and then I have my questions for my stream. So, yep. Thank you, Sahasra. Yeah, it is 50 questions. Occipital lobe, sure. Occipital lobe, remember, is the back part of your brain, and it is in charge of processing your vision. Do I have a practice test? No. This is the practice test. Test is probably harder. There's just more content. Quiz is more in depth, but test has just got a bunch more stuff to go over. Like you've got to check all of your, you need to look at all the psychological approaches. You got to look at all the different parts of the brain. It's a bunch. So, but you're here, you're studying, you'll be fine. I think the less time you worry about that and the more time you spend just studying stuff, the better equipped you are for the exam. No, Emil. No. No, I use the where things are to help you like visualize it, but I'll never ask you on a test. Not a chance. Not a chance. Good. Correlational. That is what I'm looking for. Thank you, Mauricio. Yeah, I thank you guys for answering each other. Sometimes I especially if it's one of those quick ones. Sometimes I just miss it. It is occipital lobe. Occipital. Amygdala, occipital, acetylcholine. Trying to think of all the other words people stumble on. Yeah, something like that. So Meta, I did not give them the textbook this year. Or I didn't give them the Barron's book, because the Barron's book like jumped up in price. It was like $19 to $20 or something instead of 12. So I didn't require it this year. So there is not a textbook. Oof. Uh-oh, Meta, you might start a riot here. Yeah, terminal buttons are the same as axon terminals. It's just a different name for them. They're what release the neurotransmitter into the synapse. I am adding the answer choices on this one. Oh, no, you guys are... Yep, good. You don't need it. Yep. Group needing the standard medication. Excellent. Good. Perfect. Trying to find a good question. Is there a disease with the loss of the GABA neurotransmitter? I'm sure there is, but we won't talk about it. I don't know what you mean by control, Farah. Oh, control. It's just another fancy way. It's just another fancy wording. Let me find the... Going back to the... Trying to just go back to the question. Yeah, the control condition is just like the control variable. It's just a different way of saying it. I move schools. Okay, well, welcome, Jared. Hopefully this is helpful. I mean, I don't know what unit you are on. So we are on unit 1 and 2. So research methods and biology of the brain. Yeah, we haven't figured out who Sexy Boy is. So they were about to get kicked out the first day, but then they started asking good questions and seemed interested. So they survived for now. Good. Good. Yep. Good. Yep. I'm in. Action potential. Basically, that is the process of the message traveling through the neuron. So it is picked up by the dendrite. It sends it down through the axon. It's sped up by the myelin sheath and then out the axon terminal. So that's it. How deep does the test go in regarding to neurotransmitters? Like, do we need to know the deficit? Yeah, you definitely need to know the deficits and excesses, Ahil. 100%. So my question is, Alex and Leah, are you guys on here? Is Alex and or Leah here? Are you guys gracing the stream with your presence? All right. Okay. I was just wondering if the two... Oh, I guess Alex would just be in his room, not with you. You guys should totally study together. Wouldn't that be awesome, Leah? Wouldn't you just have so much fun with that? What does the frontal lobe of the brain do? Has an 80% chance of being a reeb. Fair enough. You guys are going over neurotransmitters, nice. And if you were a zombie, the difference between that and the normal human brain. Interesting, Jared. Jared, is your school doing a year-long course, or is it just a semester? Leah, get Alex on the stream. He needs to study. Because, I mean, well, actually, maybe you shouldn't tell him, because if you get a better score than him, you can rub it in his face. Let's see. Frontal lobe of the brain deals with emotion regulation, planning, judgment, and fine motor movement. This is asking for a person, guys. The question is asking for a person. Full year course, yep. Oh, they tag it as both a social and a science credit? Interesting. Yeah, we do this all in one semester, Jared. So, did you used to go to Austin? Or did you literally just find this somehow? What do you need from Unit 1, Matthew? Everything. All the stuff that we talked about. Ethics, research methods, statistics, history of psychology, psychological approaches. That's the big stuff. Siggy Freud. Very good. Yeah, my main man, Siggy Freud. That is who we are looking at. Good. Good, good, good. All right, I have some answer choices for you on this one. Oh, that Jared. Holy cow. What is up, brother? Sorry, man. You never know. It's hard to, there's no picture there, and I've taught a lot of kids. What's up, Jared? Man, long time no see. I didn't know you had connections. All right. Man, it's good to see you. Life going okay, brother? Hope so. Yep. Yeah, everything's fair game. Psychoanalytical approach. Psychoanalytical approach. Did giveaway. That's a big one right there. That should be your number one. Oof. Oof. Come on, people. Where are your answers? Well, Colorado is a nice place to be. Certainly better weather. Life's going good, you know. I mean, as good as it can, I guess. You know, it's nice to be back in seeing people's faces and not doing things online. So, could be worse. Is the dream stuff going to be on the regular test? Yes. Yes, Ethan, it will certainly. Yeah, everything the only thing that we really didn't talk about in Reggae Psych is the drugs. Basically everything else is fair game. Okay. Let's see. For the AP test, they're both. Like I said, the drugs are really the only thing that we didn't cover in Reggae. Do we need 3 major grades before term 1 ends in October? Yes. Will we get there? Probably. Okay, so the correct answer to this was Freud's wish fulfillment. Okay, this is dreams fulfill unconscious wishes. That's Freud's wish fulfillment theory. Remember, psychoanalytical approach. Siggy Freud. Ooh. Come on, people. Come on. You can't be doing my boy Freud like that. You gotta, whenever a Freud question comes up, is your obligation to get the question correct. He did so much for the school of psychology, for psychology in general. Can't be dissing his name. All right, here we go. Next question. All right, gone through that database. Teresa, you do not need to calculate standard deviation. You need to know what it is, but you don't need to calculate it. Good. Sleep apnea. Good. Lots of people answering. Excellent. Good. Okay, next. We got 5 minutes. In 5 minutes, I have to call my mother. So, I will not be staying late. Ooh. Guys, read the question. Double check the question. Pain-killing substance produced by the brain. You're in the right... I like your mindset, but you gotta read the full question. We do not do the hand signs for psychoanalytical approach. I've never heard of that. What is that? All right, endorphins is what we're looking for. Well, endorphins is the body's natural painkiller, and opioids is a drug. Yeah, opioids is the drug, yes. Okay. Okay, here we go. Next question. Can your brain make drugs? No. Your brain is certainly influenced by drugs, and your brain can create chemicals that mimic what drugs do, or what you really would say is your drugs mimic what your brain can do. Good. Behavioral approach. Excellent. It's right in the name. Good, 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 good. Yes, that is correct, Vera. Yes, endocrine system is what I'm looking for. All right. Last question of the day, and then we will call it there. Third unit is sensation and perception. Third unit is sensation and perception. All right, that'll do it for us. It is 9 o'clock. Thank you very much, guys, for hopping on. I appreciate your time. Make sure that tonight you get a good night's rest. If you are on here, it is, yeah, both Shiv. Both Shiv. It's both. Yep, no problem. Really appreciate you guys hopping on. Make sure you guys get a good night's rest if you can. If you've been on here, you've been studying, you're good. You can maybe do a little bit more, but make sure you go to bed by 10 or 10:30. Just try to get in bed. Try to go to sleep. Get a good night's rest, and we will see you here again tomorrow. Thank you very much, and y'all have a wonderful rest of your night.